back with another Batmobile, and this time we're taking a look at something a little different from my collection. This is the McFarlane Toys Super Powers Batwing. Now, this has been out for a while, and admittedly, it was a bit of an impulse buy for me. I have the new McFarlane Super Powers Batmobile on pre-order, so when I saw this Batwing just sitting in the store, I had to get it. Like many of the fans who actually collect this line, I do love the nostalgia of the series, and I think it's great that McFarlane is trying to continue to build upon that universe. I wasn't really collecting when the original Superpowers line was out, but I do remember how cool it was. I love the classic Superpowers Batmobile, and since I have the modern Batmobile on the way, I had to get this Batwing as a companion piece. So let's get it out of this super cool classic Superpowers box and take a look at what's inside. Now, I'm sure many of you have seen this already, but when you first take the Batwing out of the box, it has the wings up. There's no real assembly required. You just need to push both of the wings into position. I think the wings are mainly folded up so that it can fit inside the box. The wingspan is about 10 inches or 27 centimeters across. And the color is very much in line with the original Superpowers Batmobile. Very bright colors throughout. It's almost cartoon-like, just like the Superpowers Challenge of the Super Friends cartoon that many of us grew up watching on Saturday mornings. Now, in that show, the Batwing, or the Batplane, looked very different. It was more like a traditional airplane. This Batwing, to my eye, is definitely modeled after the Tim Burton '89 Batwing. Obviously, this particular bat symbol shape, but also some things like the shape of the canopy and these fins on the top. I think it's funny how the plastic also feels very similar to the original Superpowers Batmobile. So very toy-like, but still a very solid construction. You got the jet engine or the afterburner on the back as a separate piece of gray plastic. And there's not much on the black underbelly, no landing gears, unless you want to have it land with the wings bent up. You have the trigger on the back, and that activates the main play feature of the bat claws on the front. The other feature is when you press the bat symbol on the top here, it pops the canopy open. There's a nice sculpted seat in the cockpit, and there's some colorful sticker accents that have already been applied for us. There's also the black steering wheel that is shaped like the bat symbol that we see with the original Superpowers Batmobile steering wheel. Very cool. And if you have a figure like the Superpowers Batman that was released separately from this Batwing, you can position him here. Set him inside. And he is ready for action, and Batman can take to the skies. So let's do a couple of side-by-side comparisons. The obvious one we have to do is with the original Superpowers Batmobile. This bright blue on these vehicles, it really screams Super Friends to me. These two really complement each other, and you can see how McFarlane Toys went out of their way to really make sure that these new vehicles fit in the same universe. Again, the colors are very similar with the blue body. It's got the orange windshields, the black and gray accents. The bat symbol button to open the canopy on the Batwing really matches the stickers that they have on the side doors of the Batmobile. It's the same thing with the colorful stickers on the control panels and dashboard. And as I mentioned, they both have the similar black bat steering wheel. And if you wanted to, the original Superpowers Batman figure, it obviously also works great in this Batwing. The other comparison I wanted to show you is with the '89 Batwing from the Eagle Moss Batmobile line. I basically wanted to look at this one because of those design similarities I mentioned. Again, the superpowers is a bit more exaggerated and cartoony, but the bodies have a similar bat shape, and there are a number of other characteristics that they share. I've seen some collectors online who've picked up an extra Superpowers Batwing and painted it all black so that it looked even more like the original Keaton-era Batwing. I don't think I'll be doing that, but this Superpowers Batwing does look pretty awesome painted black. In closing, this is a great nostalgic addition to my collection from McFarlane Toys. I know that there are some issues with this updated Superpowers line, with the scale and the dimensions of the figures, how they're not exactly like the original figures. And I know I've heard some diehard fans of the original Superpowers line make a few complaints. But I think the vehicles like this Batwing are an incredible continuation of that line and can obviously be used with the original figures. I don't know the entire history of the original Superpowers line, but if it had continued, I think it would have been inevitable for them to release a Batwing, and maybe even like a Batboat or Batcycle, who knows. We know we're getting an updated Batmobile, as well as Wonder Woman's invisible jet, so I'm interested to see what McFarlane Toys will have in store for the future. What do you guys think? Are you a fan of this McFarlane line? Did you collect the original Superpowers line? And are there any other vehicles that you'd like to see them release? As always, I appreciate your comments, and I appreciate you taking the time to like and subscribe. So, we've been looking at the McFarlane Toys Superpowers Batwing. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.